Yes.
I'm not sure if this has been asked already, but what was you guys' favorite voice acting gig?
That's a good question.
Well, I know you want me to say Sailor Moon. A little part of me wants to say Sailor Moon, but a huge part of me, when I was doing Sailor Moon, it was one of my first ones I'd done. I'd done a few of them at that point. But the whole time through it, I was like, do you need a villain? I'll play the villain. Do you want me to do that? And I love playing villains. To me, villains are like, because villains think that they are the greatest thing in the entire world. They rule the world. They've always got wicked, strange voices, and they always lose. And so they go from like, and they just melt into the ground, and I love that. So my favorite character that I played was on Cyber Chase, and I was a character called Wicked. And it was supposed to be a one-off, like I'm going in to do this one crazy witch. Oh, hacker, look at you. Better still look at me. And she was just this crazy, weird thing who just lost her noodle all the time. And the first episode we did, I just had so much fun because they said, just do what you want. And I was like, really? And so I just lost it. I just had so much fun doing it. And then they just kept bringing this character back and back and back. And so that is for sure my favorite character.
I'm the same. You know, bad girls or villains are really, really fun to do. And years ago, I did a cartoon called Brace Face, and I was Nina Harper, the horrible Nina Harper. So, and she was so much fun. And then, you know, you have your favorites, because Sailor Mars was my first cartoon ever, and she's very special to me. And I was saying to Susan, I've never done Ray's voice for any other cartoon, and I've done a bunch of cartoons. I did Alex on Totally Spies, and her voice, and that's where I always go. That's my go-to voice for cartoons. And so when I rewatched some of Sailor Moon, I was like, that's so weird that I never did Ray again, and I'm never going to talk like that. It's just bizarre that I never auditioned with that voice. It's like I've just kept her in the vault.
I think actually, I was saying to when Katie told me that story, I said, I think you should resurrect that voice. It's a great voice, the Mars voice, the Ray voice, don't you think? I think it's great. I think it's super. And it really, really suits her. That's one of the most amazing things about the person who cast Sailor Moon, is that I think that she really did a good job, you know, making sure that the sound of the voices matched the way the characters appeared on screen. For myself, personally, aside from doing Jupes, you know, I love that character with all my might and main, but I think that one of my all-time favorites was Snowy the dog in an animated show called Tintin. Did anyone ever see Tintin? You're a Tintin fan, oh my god. I mean, you know, what a great thing. You go into work every day and you get to bark for half an hour, 45 minutes, and you're driving home and you're thinking, how did I get so lucky? What the heck happened here? And the thing was, when I first auditioned for Snowy, he did talk. I mean, he wasn't supposed to be a talking dog. It was a very realistic show, of course. So, you know, I got the part, and they said, you know what? We've decided that we're just going to make Snowy bark. I said, no lines? And they said, no lines. I said, so all I have to do is go in and bark? Yeah, that's all you have to do. But you know, the guy, he was always drowning. Always. This dog was perpetually drowning. So I always had a big thing of water, and so I'd take a big sip of water, and then I would you get it, all that sort of stuff. And I had a ball. Because all of a sudden, it didn't matter what I looked like. It didn't matter if I was pretty or ugly, if I dressed beautifully or shabbily, which I always did the latter. I always dressed shabbily because it's voice work. And erase that. I didn't say that. And so I thought, how much fun can you possibly have? So anyway, that was one of my favorites for sure. Toby, what's...
Well, Darian is awesome. It was fun to play because he's tall, dark, and handsome. That's very cool. And I did like, though, I finally, because I played a lot of young heroes. I was the voice of Flash Gordon years ago. It was only for one season, but it was a really kind of neat experience. But my favorite, I think, to do was another dog. I got to play a dog, but I did have lines. But it was for, I don't know if you guys get turbo dogs down here.
Oh, I love turbo dogs.
wanted to be a turbo dog.
So it was like this, like I got there.
Oh, jeez, I just wanted to be a turbo dog.
Right? So it was just fun. It was fun to do because it was. It's nice to be kind of like the soap actor of cartoons, where he's always like smooching the hot girl. But being a dog was so cool because there's so much more range, you know. And I had a lot of fun. So I think the turbo dog was my fave.
I would just like to also add, not that I'm just totally all over Susan tonight, but I'm just going to say that you never dress shabbily. I've never seen you dress shabbily ever in my whole entire life.
Yeah, you look like a real mess right now.
Yeah, just a hot mess sitting right beside me here.